Hi guys, I'm Cameron Evans. I'm the director of Empathy and Eternity, a documentary which screened here at Set in Peckham in July 2024. We're here at the exhibition that accompanied the screening, and I'm going to be taking you around today to look at a collection of posters, analog photography and other bits of memorabilia from mine and my dad's collection. I hope that you enjoy. So this first piece of the exhibit is a hand-drawn map of the local area completed by my friend Beth Lettington, which encompasses the Burford area over here, the church that's represented in the beginning of the film, St Mary's, the graves of Charlie and Edith Horton, and Burford House, as well as the Wildflower Meadow, all of which are very prominent within the film. And then we kind of trace up the River Team, up to the weir where I burned my father's tag, and then into Tenbury Wells, the second location where my father stayed during the war. Some of the key locations here, the Tenbury Museum, the pump rooms, which are represented in the evacuation scene, as well as some of the inns and pubs which are in the scene, and the village hall, and the school where my father was sorted, as well as the Oast House and the Rose and Crown, very prominent pub in the area. And there's also the railway station here that you can see, with a train inspired by a postcard of Tenbury Wells, where my father arrived in a very moving scene and was led in a jaded crocodile of children. We also have this incredible compass, which was inspired by an angel from the woodwork in St Mary's Church in Burford, absolutely incredibly sketched by Beth. And then if we kind of just slowly track across the map, we can see Boriston, which is the last village that my father lived in during the war. And the key areas here, Boriston Mill, a house built in the 1530s where my father lived, and then tracking across back to the Haywain and through to Boriston Church, which is represented in the penultimate scene of the film and where we composed some of the music for the film as well. Overall, an incredibly beautiful one-of-one map, handmade by my friend Beth, and I'm incredibly grateful to her for doing it. I'm very happy that it's part of the exhibition. This is 54 Eton Street in the Walton area of Liverpool, where my father was evacuated from on September 1st, 1939. And here we can see that it actually backs onto Goodison Park, the Everton football stadium. I was here in 2022 with my brother Bjorn, who voices my father in the project, and it really gives an idea of the representative factors that made my father who he was and what he fled from and what he fled to. This is a letter that Edith Horton, the lady who took care of my father along with her husband Charlie, wrote to Annie, my grandmother, when they took in George on September 2nd, 1939, detailing the fact that they take care of him in this beautiful old school handwriting, and I really just feel like it's demonstrative of the intensity of giving away your only child to a complete stranger. This is from my father's memory book and also encompasses an element of collage with a picture of his father, John, the school he was sorted in, as well as a map of the local area and a ticket for Burford Gardens. This is a rubbing of a monumental brass from the 1370s of Dame Elizabeth de Cornwall of the Kinlet branch of the Cornwall family, completed during the filming in Tenbury Wells, found in St Mary's Church, Burford. Here we can see the incredible details, particularly in the facial area of the brass. You can see the eyes and the slightly uneven rubbing that I've done, particularly dark here, which really brings out the eyes in a very hauntingly beautiful way. We can also see this incredible embroidered cushion which sits behind Elizabeth's head or underneath. And as we come down, we can also see the slight imperfections of my novice experience. Those slight imperfections are what make it so beautiful, as a reminder of the eternality of the craftsmanship of these people and those that they chose to commemorate. We had an audio problem here, so just recording over. This is the suitcase used in the film, a nod to the small brown suitcase my father describes carrying during the war as an evacuee. And on the right is an evacuee tag with my father's name on it. George Evans, 54 Eton Street, Bolton, Liverpool. My father described this tag as pathetic. In the film, I turned it into the profound by ritually burning the tag in the River Teme as a symbolic cremation for my father, who had always wanted to have his ashes scattered in the river but was buried up north. These tags were also distributed as tickets during the film screening. This is a screen-printed poster, inspired by a portrait of my father, drawn on his honeymoon with my mum in Bulgaria in the 1990s. These are A2 prints on South Bank Smooth White 160 GSM paper, each made with eco-friendly inks by hand. Early into this project, as I became interested in screen printing, I had a vision of this image replicated that I couldn't shake, and knew I wanted it handmade. As I see it, the touches of love, charm, and also of absence seep through, whilst the monochrome colour choice accents the age of the story. The physical act of paint flowing through the frame and onto the paper mirrors the act of the writer, whose ink bleeds onto the page. The act of collaboration integrates more people into the story and multiplies the art forms which sing with and revolve around the original project, rippling the sense of completion and closure further outwards beyond the chambers of my own mind. Thank you very much for checking out this video tour of the Empathy in Eternity exhibition. I hope that you've enjoyed it, and thanks once again to everyone who participated in and supported the project. Thank you very much again to Set for supporting the exhibition and the screening, to everybody who came, dedicated as always to the loving memory of George Evans.